Round 3-2-0. Hand is... It's something. I think we're keeping. But a mulligan, they have to play a creature in order to turn on key, which is kind of awkward, but I think we're a favorite to have that happen, so. Plus we get draw steps. Our opponent only has 4 cards. This is not many cards. Now we have a scrounger, so all is fine. Our opponent's trying to kill us with Aetherworks Marvel, I think. It's okay, we kept this hand that had Key Bloodhall Priest, and we drew 2-drop, 3-drop, so now our plan is different. I'm okay with that, but it's basically like we kept a 7-lander, effectively. It is pretty sick that my opponent is very close to just beating me, even on a Multifor, though. Like, in a land and a Marvel could just be lights out. So the real question is, do I play Bloodhall Priest? Like, if my opponent does sack the Puzzle Knot, has untapped land plus Marvel, hits Ulamog, it would not be great, but at the same time, if I don't play the Priest, then what am I really doing? The alternative is I could Key Temper, untap, draw a card with Key, and then key in the Bloodhall Priest. Yeah, I think this adds so much pressure that we just have to do it. Oh, double key. Not that double key is any good, but... and I was going to save this for post-Ulamog, potentially, but not like it really matters. Alright, Transgress. And I think I want the keys too because of Ishkana. I don't think I want Sky Sovereign, although that card is also fine against Spider. I think I'm fine with just Key and Transgress. Lightning Axe could kill the 3-5, but I think we're okay with that. Do I want these Disintegrations? Maybe like 2? Let's go. Well, let's see if we can beat the Marvel. Beat the Marvel. Alright, no black, but we got a nice little draw. Some Raging Goblins. Some 3-2 camp blocks. There's got to be like a kind of vanilla-esque card that does that. Roar. Time to get bow-matted. Alright, we have Marsh on 3, so that's cool. We have Key Temper whenever we want that to. In the meantime, I saw a list that had wastes. I forget what for. Probably just like Thought Knot and stuff. Matter Reshaper, maybe? I don't really remember. Yeah, there's Thought Knot. So, opponent did not hit a land off Vessel. I assume that that's relevant, because they're... I don't know, maybe not. Like, Wilds might be just the thing they play on 3, because they have an untapped thing on 4. So they did take Thought Knot, so I think we're just going to play Marsh and hit them. Maybe not, though. So we could just keep Open Disintegration. That kind of makes it so they don't want to play Thought Knot, though. And obviously I should have thought about this before I attacked. I think this is fine. Thought Knot is like the worst case scenario, so... Alternatively, I could have just played Copter and Bowmat, and then maybe Thought Knot is not an issue, because they're going to keep... They're going to take Disintegration, I'm going to play Key, and then hit them, and then whatever they block, I can just temper away. So yeah, maybe I should have just played Copter Courier. Yeah, they just don't even have a land. So I missed my drop that turn. Don't really want to play additional Bowmat. Don't know what kind of sweeper they have, if any. Like, maybe K-Return. K-Return would be the one that makes sense, I suppose. Alright, untapped land. Now what happens? Just get to marvel my face off. Effectively skipping that turn was probably a bad idea. Yup. Well, crap. I don't think it would have mattered in this game because, I don't know, if they're going to Emrakul me on turn 5, right? I don't think I can kill them when they have a green puzzle knot, so. Basically need Transgress. But I don't know, if I would have played like Key Temper that turn or Key Bowmat or something, then maybe I would actually be in a position to kill them in the next 2 turns. I guess I would have played Copter Bowmat. Which would have been good for 4 points. They'd be at 12 and a loot. I don't know if that would have helped. I guess I would have had 2 extra mana on the next turn, so I could have tempered them. So now we're looking at 7 damage. So opponent could be at 9, and I'd be a card deeper with a loot. Card deeper with a loot and have a second Bowmat Courier, so maybe have a little bit more action, and then I could probably key away the Disintegration because I would have used the Fiery Temper, so yeah, just kind of all spirals out of control. And I'm also one of the few decks with just like a bunch of removal spells, so they get to kind of destroy me on the Emrakul turn. Actually, he could have just sacked the Bowmat, too. So I believe I'm drawing dead. Unless they just don't attack me with Emrakul for some reason, but... yeah, second green puzzle knot's kind of a beat. Not that I could really beat, you know, nothing, but... We'll act like we have outs. Lesson learned. Can't really slow down. Oh, there it is. Cannot slow down against the Marvel deck. Kind of have to go. Go, go, go. So... now that they show me Thought Knot, I assume they have Spider. Obviously, I haven't seen one. Makes me want a third Disintegration. But I also don't really want more reactive cards when I'm on the play. So yeah, this is probably more correct. Like, Temper is kind of an answer to Thought Knot because they're going to block. Obviously, I don't want to lose my creature and a card to kill Thought Knot, or rather just clear it out the way, but I think Temper is just better in general. And Key to the City is kind of an answer to Thought Knot because we're not going super wide or anything. So getting one big threat through, if it's a Bloodhall Priest or even a Scrap Heap Scrounger, is probably enough. But yeah, like I said, could use more for this matchup, certainly. But now we're on the play, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we have the Inventor's Apprentice. So we do, but we only have one land. This hand is great, though. I mean, we have Apprentice Transgress, which is kind of the nuts. This hand's fine. Gonna bottom the Disintegration, just play the Ruins untapped because we're gonna, I don't know, like we're gonna play Mountain next turn anyway. I don't think it changes anything and might make them think that we have Bombardment or something, which we clearly would not have in against this deck, but similarly to round one, I think it's important to just get pressure before you start transgressing. Also, they may have not found a Marvel. Maybe they'll find it off like a Cathartic Reunion or something. So it's generally best to just cast the Transgress the turn before they're going to cast Marvel. And since our opponent is blocking, it seems like they don't have it. I think fits our curve pretty well to transgress this turn. Plus, this is one they could have Marvel. So yeah, they have Grapple, Harness Lightning, 2 Forests. So we take their Emrakul, which is not great or anything. Playing that extra land might be bad, but it might matter with Pia next turn if I want to actually pump something. Also, if I have Bomat going, then I kind of want to empty my hand anyway, but if we draw a Key to the City or something, it might end up being poor. So they drew a Reunion, which is good that we got rid of their Emrakul because that gave them an extra resource to use with Reunion, but they just ship their 2 lands, keep their 2 spells, draw on a Tune, and 2 other cards. Fetching up a second Mountain, which is kind of odd. Alright, does Scrounger do anything? Gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with lets me play Pia and maybe sack Bomat if I want. Discard my Scrap Heap. Probably better off just doing that next turn, though. Getting the extra card, and then that's the turn where I actually have mana to bring back my Scrounger. And if I draw a land, like I might even hit him and crack the Bowmat to maybe make my land drops that I have mana to bring back 2 Scrap Heaps. So, I guess I don't need to do this. I could just to play out some stuff, but I can still just bring back Scrounger because they killed Pia and have Career open, and also just keep the threat in play. Like, I'm not really at the point of the game where I want to sacrifice board position for card economy. So, they have 4 card types. They're ways off of Emrakul. Ugh, and I'm yawning. Quit it. Oh, I don't even know what they got back. Aether Hub? Yeah. It was the only yellow card in the graveyard. Okay, so what do we do against Spider? So if we send the 2 Scroungers and the Bowmat, one gets blocked by 3/5. So yeah, we kind of need key. So I think I'm fine cashing this in now. It is only 3 cards. I could certainly attack and then draw a card. But if I find key this turn, it's a little bit better. So what happens if I attack with 2 Scrap Heaps and Apprentice? I think I might put 3/5 on Apprentice, put 2 on a Scrap Heap, or I guess all 3 on a Scrap Heap and take the other one, and then I can temper down the Spider, and then we kind of clear, which is nice. Kind of clean this board up, and then can start attacking with Copter, get back some Scroungers. Obviously, attacking with a Thopter into a bunch of things with more than 1 toughness doesn't make a lot of sense, so not doing that. Oh, just jumping, huh? Okay, okay, that's a strat. Well, it's a nice little refill by the Bowmat. That's suspicious. Bombardment, Reunion, Grapple. Bombardment, Reunion, Grapple. Okay. So they can grapple first to try and hit another bombardment to kill the Copter. Yeah, I feel like they should do that. Apprentice is not the most powerful card, but it lets me play it and return a Scrounger. So it's kind of neat. Okay, so they're just going to block the Copter and then bombardment it? I don't know if I really like that, because they should be casting Grapple this turn anyway. Oh, if they hit bombardment, I'm going to laugh. No, they didn't. Would have been funny, though. Not haha funny. But you know. Oh, I almost just F6'd. We got some scrap heaping to do. So block here, double block, single block. Again, I think I'm in a position where I just don't want to attack with the Thopter. Man, Pia would be good. Pia would have been good. Yeah, I guess opponents at a point where they don't actually want to kill the Apprentice because it gives me another body for the Scrounger. And it's more damage too, so blocking with Ishkanah makes sense. So my opponent has a Reunion and an unknown card, and I think I'm going to Transgress, even though it doesn't really do anything. So I'm going to lose 2 Scroungers, they lose a Spider, and they take 2 damages. Not very impressive. We can bring back a Scrounger for sure. If they kill another thing and we don't use our mana, we can bring back a second one. But I think my opponent is consciously trying to not do that. Oh, I wonder if I'm supposed to transgress here or not. I mean, this is like the only chance I get. Yeah, we hit a Marvel, so great. That is excellent. Yeah, so now we get to attack with the Thopter because if our opponent goes blocks Thopter and blocks Scrounger, they're just DOB, so they either need a spell or they can't afford to block the Thopter. They just have to block both Scroungers. And we're going to keep land in our hand for various reasons, but most likely key to the city. Not most likely, but most relevantly, I suppose. So now they finally have enough resources where they can discard to Cathartic Reunion. Now if they find Case Marvel, could be in trouble, but... Still a ways off Emrakul. Blighted Woodland is great. We're going to return Scrap Heap off of Scrap Heap. Little cannibalism there. Construct cannibalism. Ooh. Sup? Now we'll play the land because we can always cash in Bomat for another card, but likely not going to matter because our opponent would need something hella good to live through this turn, so we squeak by.